If you're over 60 and the words on this page are getting blurry, I need you to stop what you're doing and listen carefully. What I'm about to tell you goes against everything your eye doctor probably told you about vision loss and aging. My name is Dr. Robert Clark, and I've been practicing optometry for 32 years. For 3 decades, I watched patients resign themselves to thicker glasses, stronger prescriptions, and eventually the belief that vision loss after 60 is just inevitable. But here's what most doctors won't tell you. Your decline in vision isn't just about aging. It's about 3 specific nutritional deficiencies that are happening in your body right now. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to reverse them without surgery, without expensive procedures, just with what you eat. By the end of this video, you'll know the 5 foods that can restore clarity to your vision in as little as 30 to 60 days. And I'll give you a simple daily protocol you can start tonight. But first, we need to understand what's actually happening inside your eyes after 60. Because if you don't fix the root cause, nothing else will work long term. Inside your eye, there's a tiny area called the macula. It's responsible for sharp central vision, the kind you need for reading, driving, recognizing faces. After 60, this area starts to deteriorate in most people. The medical term is age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. It affects over 11 million Americans, and by 2050, that number is expected to double. But here's what they don't tell you in the doctor's office. This deterioration is largely preventable and in many cases reversible through targeted nutrition. I've seen it in my own practice hundreds of times. Patients who came in with declining vision, who within 2 to 3 months reported clearer sight, sharper focus, less eye strain. So let's talk about the first major cause of vision decline after 60. And this one surprised even me when I first discovered the research 15 years ago. Vitamin A deficiency. Now, you've probably heard that carrots are good for your eyes. That's actually true, but not for the reason most people think. Carrots contain beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A. Vitamin A is absolutely critical for the cells in your retina that detect light. Without enough vitamin A, these cells start to malfunction. You get night blindness first, difficulty seeing in low light. Then your overall vision starts to decline. A study from the American Journal of Ophthalmology in 2021 followed over 2,000 adults over 60. Those with the lowest vitamin A levels had 3 times higher risk of severe vision decline compared to those with optimal levels. But here's the catch. Most people over 60 don't absorb vitamin A efficiently anymore. Your digestive system slows down, stomach acid decreases, and suddenly the carrots you're eating aren't giving you the vitamin A you need. So what do? You need to get vitamin A from more bioavailable sources. That means sources your body can absorb easily, even with a slower digestive system. The best source? Liver. I know, not everyone's favorite food. But just 3 ounces of beef liver once a week gives you over 500% of your daily vitamin A needs. And it's in the form of retinol, which your body can use immediately. If liver isn't an option, egg yolks are excellent. 3 whole eggs daily gives you about 25% of your vitamin A, plus other nutrients we'll talk about shortly. And unlike plant sources, animal vitamin A doesn't require conversion, so it works even if your digestion is compromised. Now, before we move to the second deficiency, I need to give you an important warning. More vitamin A isn't always better. Too much can actually be toxic, especially if you're taking high-dose supplements. So stick to food sources, unless your doctor specifically recommends supplementation after testing your levels. And if you're on blood thinners or have liver disease, talk to your physician before making major dietary changes. All right, that's the first piece of the puzzle. Vitamin A for your retinal cells. But there are two more deficiencies that are even more common and potentially more damaging to your vision after 60. The second one is something I see in about 70% of my patients over 65. And when we fix it, they often report improvement in just 4 to 6 weeks. I'll show you exactly what it is and how to address it in the next section. Welcome back. So we covered vitamin A, the foundation for your retinal health. Now let's talk about the second major deficiency I see in older adults with vision problems. And this one is absolutely critical for preventing macular degeneration. Lutein and zeaxanthin. These are two carotenoids, plant compounds that concentrate in your macula and act like natural sunglasses for your eyes. They filter out harmful blue light and protect against oxidative damage. After 60, the levels of lutein and zeaxanthin in your macula naturally decline. And here's the problem. Your body cannot make these compounds. You must get them from food. If you're not eating the right foods daily, your macula is essentially unprotected. A landmark study called AREDS-2, Age-Related Eye Disease Study, followed over 4,000 people with early macular degeneration. Those who increased their lutein and zeaxanthin intake reduced their risk of progression to advanced AMD by 25%. 25%. That's massive. And we're not talking about expensive supplements here. We're talking about food. The highest sources? Dark leafy greens, kale, spinach, collard greens. Just 1 cup of cooked kale gives you over 20 milligrams of lutein. But here's what I tell my patients. You need fat to absorb lutein. It's a fat-soluble compound. So if you're eating a spinach salad with no fat, you're absorbing almost nothing. Add olive oil, avocado, nuts, or a piece of salmon, and your absorption goes up by over 300%. Another excellent source is egg yolks. Remember we talked about eggs for vitamin A? Well, they also contain lutein and zeaxanthin in highly bioavailable forms. 2 to 3 whole eggs daily gives you about half of what you need for eye protection. So here's my recommendation. Start every day with 2 to 3 eggs, cooked any way you like. And at lunch or dinner, have a large serving of dark leafy greens with a healthy fat source. Do this consistently for 60 days, and your macula will thank you. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Dr. Clark, I take a multivitamin. Isn't that enough? And the answer is usually no. Most standard multivitamins contain only small amounts of lutein, if any. You need at least 10 milligrams daily for therapeutic effect. There are eye-specific supplements that contain higher doses of lutein and zeaxanthin, typically 20 to 40 milligrams combined. These can be helpful if you absolutely cannot get enough from food. But food is always the best first option because it comes with other synergistic nutrients. All right, so that's number 2. Lutein and zeaxanthin for macular protection. Now let's talk about the third deficiency. And this is the one that shocked me the most when I first learned about it. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. Your retina is made up of about 60% fat, and about half of that fat is DHA. It's literally a structural component of your eye cells. Without enough DHA, your retinal cells become stiff and dysfunctional. They can't respond properly to light signals, and over time, this leads to vision decline, dry eyes, and increased risk of macular degeneration. A study from JAMA Ophthalmology in 2022 found that people with the highest blood levels of omega-3 fatty acids had a 41% lower risk of advanced AMD compared to those with the lowest levels. 41%? That's almost cutting your risk in half just by eating the right fats. So where do you get DHA? Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, anchovies? These are the richest sources. I recommend eating fatty fish at least 3 times per week. A 4-ounce serving of wild-caught salmon gives you about 1.5 grams of DHA. That's a therapeutic dose for eye health. If you don't eat fish, algae-based DHA supplements are an excellent alternative. Algae is where fish get their omega-3s in the first place. Look for supplements that provide at least 500 to 1,000 milligrams of DHA daily. Now here's something important. If you're taking blood thinners like warfarin or aspirin, talk to your doctor before starting high-dose omega-3s. They can increase bleeding risk in some people. But for most people, omega-3s from food are completely safe and incredibly beneficial. So let's recap. 3 nutritional deficiencies that destroy your vision after 60. Vitamin A for retinal cell function. Lutein and zeaxanthin for macular protection. And omega-3 DHA for retinal structure and health. Fix these 3, and you're addressing the root cause of age-related vision decline. But there's more. In the next section, I'm going to give you my top 5 vision foods. These are the exact foods I recommend to every patient over 60 who wants to maintain or improve their eyesight. And I'll also give you a simple daily protocol, a step-by-step plan you can start tonight. So stick with me, we're almost done. And this final section is the most practical and actionable part. All right, let's get into the practical stuff. My top 5 foods for vision after 60. I want you to try to include at least 3 of these in your diet every single day. If you can hit all 5, even better. Number 1. Wild-caught salmon. This is my absolute top recommendation. It gives you omega-3 DHA for retinal structure, plus astaxanthin, a powerful antioxidant that crosses into your eye tissue and protects against oxidative damage. Eat salmon 3 times per week minimum. Number 2. Pasture-raised eggs. Whole eggs, not just whites. The yolk contains vitamin A, lutein, zeaxanthin, and healthy fats that help you absorb all these nutrients. 2 to 3 whole eggs daily is ideal. Don't worry about cholesterol. Recent research shows dietary cholesterol doesn't significantly impact blood cholesterol for most people. Number 3. Dark leafy greens. Kale, spinach, collard greens, Swiss chard. These are loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin. 1 cup of cooked greens daily is your goal. And remember, always eat them with fat, olive oil, butter, avocado to boost absorption. Number 4. Blueberries. These little berries are packed with anthocyanins, compounds that improve blood flow to your retina and protect against free radical damage. A study from Tufts University found that eating just half a cup of blueberries daily improved night vision in older adults within 12 weeks. Half a cup daily, fresh or frozen, doesn't matter. Add them to your breakfast, throw them in a smoothie, eat them as a snack. They're one of the easiest and tastiest ways to protect your eyes. And number 5, orange bell peppers. Most people don't know this, but orange and red bell peppers contain more vitamin C than oranges. And vitamin C is critical for the health of blood vessels in your eyes. It also boosts collagen production in your cornea. Plus, bell peppers contain zeaxanthin, another carotenoid for macular protection. Eat half a bell pepper daily, raw or cooked. They're sweet, crunchy, and incredibly versatile. So those are the 5: salmon, eggs, dark leafy greens, blueberries, and orange bell peppers. If you eat these 5 foods consistently, you're covering all your bases for vision health. Vitamin A, lutein, zeaxanthin, omega-3s, antioxidants, everything your eyes need. Now let me give you a simple daily protocol. This is what I recommend to my patients, and it's designed to be realistic and sustainable, not some complicated regimen you'll quit after a week. Morning. Start with 2 to 3 whole eggs. Cook them however you like. Add a handful of spinach or kale to your eggs, or have a side salad with olive oil. Top with half a cup of blueberries as dessert. Lunch or dinner. 4 ounces of salmon or other fatty fish like mackerel or sardines. If you don't eat fish, consider an algae-based DHA supplement, 500 to 1,000 milligrams daily. Pair your fish with a large salad that includes mixed greens and sliced orange bell peppers. Snack. If you need a snack between meals, go for a handful of nuts, walnuts or almonds, and another half cup of blueberries. Nuts provide healthy fats to help absorb fat-soluble vitamins. Plus, they contain vitamin E, another nutrient for eye health. Hydration. Drink plenty of water throughout the day. Dehydration can cause dry eyes and blurry vision. Aim for 8 glasses daily. If you drink coffee or alcohol, add an extra glass of water for every cup or drink you have. Supplements. If you can't get enough from food alone, consider these 3. A high-quality fish oil or algae oil, 1,000 milligrams of DHA daily. An eye-specific multivitamin with lutein and zeaxanthin. Look for at least 20 milligrams combined. And vitamin D3, especially if you live in a northern climate or don't get much sun. Vitamin D deficiency is linked to increased risk of macular degeneration. Get your levels tested and supplement to reach at least 50 nanograms per milliliter. Most people daily, sometimes more. Now, one more critical thing. Protect your eyes from excessive blue light. After 60, the lens in your eye becomes less effective at filtering blue light, and too much exposure can damage your macula over time. If you spend a lot of time on screens, invest in blue light blocking glasses. They're inexpensive and can reduce eye strain significantly. Also, take breaks every 20 minutes. Look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. This is called the 20-20-20 rule. And finally, get outside in natural light for at least 30 minutes daily. Natural sunlight is essential for eye health and circadian rhythm. Just wear sunglasses if it's very bright to protect against UV damage. So there you have it. A complete protocol to restore and maintain your vision after 60. No surgery, no expensive procedures, just targeted nutrition and smart lifestyle habits. I've seen this work hundreds of times in my practice. Patients who thought their vision loss was irreversible, who were told there's nothing they can do except wait for it to get worse. And then they make these changes, and within 6 to 8 weeks, they're reading without glasses, driving at night again, seeing their grandchildren's faces clearly. It's not magic. It's just giving your body the nutrients it needs to repair and maintain itself. So start today. Pick 2 or 3 of those 5 foods and add them to your meals this week. Track how you feel, how your vision changes over the next month or 2. And if this video helped you, if you learned something valuable, please share it with someone you know who's struggling with their vision. Leave a comment below telling me which food you're going to start with. I read every comment, and I love hearing your stories. Subscribe to this channel for more evidence-based health information for people over 60. No hype, no gimmicks, just practical advice that actually works. Thank you for watching. Take care of your eyes. They're the only pair you've got.